This is KGW News at noon.
Wow, just stunning new video from Oregon City Police showing a drunk driver smashing into parked cars at a shopping center. This happened around 5:30 last night at the Southridge Shopping Center on Beaver Creek Road. Police say the driver was in that work truck and hit 14 cars there in the parking lot. The driver was injured and taken to the hospital, but no one else was hurt. The driver now faces multiple charges, including DUI. And there's some breaking news today out of Cuba. A gas leak caused this huge explosion at a hotel in Havana, killing at least 8 people. Now, in this video just into the newsroom, it's from Cuban State TV. The Hotel Saratoga is a 5-star hotel in the heart of Cuba's capital. It was popular with celebrities here in the U.S. until the State Department banned Americans from staying there in 2020. There were no tourists at the hotel because it's currently undergoing renovations. Cuba's president says at least 30 people are in the hospital, and searchers are looking for anyone who may be trapped. Now back here in Portland, and more gun violence in the city. A deadly shooting early this morning near the South Waterfront is the 35th homicide this year. Right now, police don't have too many details about what exactly happened. Devin Haskins joins us live along South River Parkway. Devin, what do we know at this hour?
Well, about 20 minutes ago, Portland police reopening South River Parkway after being here the better part of about 8 hours investigating that shooting earlier this morning that took place just outside the river, or the Marriott right behind me. Around 3:30 this morning, that call of a shooting did come in. Portland police say when they got here, they found one man dead inside of a vehicle. All morning, we've seen police focus their efforts around 2 cars, a blue SUV and a white car that had at least one window shattered. I counted at least 6 bullet holes on the passenger side of the white car as it was towed away. There's very little information outside of the time and the victim that police have released on this. So far, police, though, say they have no suspects and have made no arrests in this case. This latest death would make it the 35th homicide and the 34th shooting homicide this year. Almost halfway through the year, Portland is on pace to surpass 2021's homicide record of 90. In the majority of homicide cases this year, no suspect has been arrested or charged. Portland police also has shifted their efforts to solve some of these homicides, taking detectives away from their cold case unit and temporarily shutting down that unit so they can reassign them to the homicide unit and help solve all these cases. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Devin. Well, that was not the only shooting here in the metro area. 2 men were killed inside the Embassy Suites Hotel near Washington Square in Tigard. This happened around 1:30 this morning. Tigard police say people staying at the hotel called 911 after hearing gunshots. When officers arrived, they found the men dead. The suspect took off, and there's no description of that person.
You have families who are here, you have people on vacation, people on business trips, and it's a concerning situation, obviously. We're just really grateful that there's not an active threat and that this was isolated to the parts of the hotel where it happened.
We are expecting an update this afternoon. We'll bring you the new details during our evening newscasts and on KGW.com. Well, Mayor Ted Wheeler is about to begin his State of the City address at the Portland City Club. It'll start any moment now. We're waiting for that to happen. This does come just a day after he unveiled his budget to City Council. So 2 big components of that, tackling gun violence and homelessness. He wants more money for police and police accountability. Again, he just stepped up to the podium. He is also going to be talking, we understand, about $85 million allotted for fighting homelessness. If you want to see this in its entirety, it is streaming right now on KGW.com. Okay, probably not the best day to look at your 401k. Stocks are down for the 2nd day in a row. There's a live look at the big board, and the Dow is down more than 300 points. Just a day ago, the Dow and NASDAQ suffered their worst single-day losses since 2020. Wall Street is struggling with how to interpret a strong U.S. jobs report amid worries the Federal Reserve may cause a recession in its drive to stop inflation. Okay, we'll switch gears a bit, talk about the forecast because it is a soaking wet end of the work week. That's a live picture from our Rose City Skycam. Rod, the rain's been coming down all day long.
Yeah, it's funny as a meteorologist, we look at the radar. Then when you show me a Skycam with raindrops, I'm like, wow, that's really wet. Here's the way it looks behind me on the radar, and yeah, it's really wet outside. It's been not completely, but almost a steady rain here on the west side. And you can see the action crossing the Cascades out through the gorge, and especially up into eastern Washington. We have lightning strikes. This has been active for more than half of an hour now in terms of these thunderstorms being detected around Pendleton. There's a fresh strike up around Lewiston. We have some heavy downpours where you see the brighter colors here on the west side, but no lightning. And we're going to need to open up some sunbreak activity to really ignite a storm threat this afternoon. Now, with that said, we are starting to see some breaks in the cloud cover. Well, there's our Newport Uquidna Bay camera. Looks like we're focused in tight on one of the boats. It's been a rainy morning in Newport. And here's that camera Brenda showed you, the Rose City cam. Current temperature outside this morning, 58 degrees, so we've done some warming despite how wet it's been. We're going to be upper 50s to 60 throughout the rest of today, and this storm threat that will start to develop this afternoon will stay with us in the overnight hours tonight. We'll have your complete Mother's Day forecast coming up.
Thank you, Rod. A new episode of Dateline airing tonight looks into a murder case in Gresham. Back in 2016, Annie Hester was stabbed dozens of times in her home. During the investigation, police uncovered personal details that point to multiple suspects and possible motive. Here's a preview for you.
I don't think there are words to describe the level of intensity in that 911 call.
That's because the call was made by Annie at 2:59 a.m. It's a chilling 6-minute-long cry for help, made shortly after her attacker left those bloody shoe prints behind on the way out.
911. Oh, I'm trying to kill me. 911, how can I help you? I'm trying to kill me.
At Annie's autopsy, Turnage understood why Annie was in such pain. There were more than 60 stab wounds, some as deep as 8 inches. And strangely, something was carved into her shoulder.
It was a V, an X, and then another V. And that's not a Roman numeral, but that's what it looked like.
Some sort of message? Some sort of signature?
Could have been, and that's what we were thinking. One of the things that haunts me about this case is just the level of pain that Annie had to endure for 3.5 hours. And still, Annie has the wherewithal to fight for herself, call 911, and give out the information to get law enforcement there.
It was time for Detective Turnage to start getting face-to-face with those who might know who'd done this to Annie.
And you can watch Dateline's The Undoing. It's coming up tonight on KGW at 9 o'clock. Well, Portland police have now connected one man with 2 different attacks on places of worship. We showed you this video yesterday at noon. Police say this man was seen setting fire to the Muslim Community Center on North Vancouver Avenue Tuesday evening while people were in there praying. Then late yesterday, PPB confirmed the same guy is responsible for vandalism at a synagogue on Northeast Sandy Boulevard. He smashed a window back on April 30th. Anyone with information about the suspect should contact Portland police. Take a look at this Coast Guard video. I mean, it's just incredible as well. Rough seas pummeling that 26-foot sailboat near Astoria on Thursday. It was getting so dangerous. The man on board, well, he decided it was safer to jump over the side and swim away. The Coast Guard was watching and rescued him, hoisting him out of the water and into a waiting ambulance. The boat eventually washed up there at Fort Stevens State Park.